AITA for not doing the activity my husband picked on vacation even though he did the one I wanted. My husband and I recently went on a long overdue vacation to a tropical island. We stayed at an all-inclusive resort, but we also wanted to get out and actually explore the island as well. So we decided that each of us could pick an activity to do that would get us off the resort for a day. I picked a hike that would bring us up into the mountainous interior of the island and through some rainforests. My husband is not a big hiker, but he agreed to do it with me. My husband narrowed his choices down to two options: a catamaran trip to go snorkeling and dune buggy riding. I get horrible motion sickness. We had some mild turbulence on our flight to the island, and even with the Dramamine I took before we took off, I still got nauseous and lightheaded. I told my husband that both of the ideas he picked are things that I know for a fact would make me motion sick. He told me that it probably wouldn't be that bad, but I told him that I know my body and I know without a doubt that both of those activities would make me sick. I asked him if there were any other activities that he was interested in, but he said those two were the only ones that piqued his interest. He eventually agreed to go on the hike trip first, and then we can figure out the activity that he wants to do. While on our hike we started talking with another couple that was also staying at our resort. They had been there a couple of times before, and my husband asked if they had done either of the activities that he wanted to do. They had done both and said that both were a lot of fun. But the wife did say that the catamaran trip was pretty rough at times and a couple of people on their trip got seasick. She also said that the dune buggy was fun because you get to drive it yourself, but it's mostly on dirt tracks that can get pretty bumpy. From the way she described it, I knew that if I did either of those things, I would get sick. When we got back from the hike, I told my husband that I don't want to do either of the activities he wants to do and asked again if he can please pick something else for us to do. He said those were the only two things he liked, and if I don't want to do them, we won't, because he doesn't want to go alone. I knew he was upset because he was really excited talking about both the things he wanted to do, and after I told him I wouldn't do them, his demeanor definitely changed. I wouldn't say he was sulking, but he was definitely less animated and not his usual fun self. He pretty much spent the rest of our trip just sitting around the pool doing nothing. I tried to get him to do things with me, like get a massage, but he told me to go do that myself. I knew he was upset because he was really excited talking about both the things he wanted to do, and after I told him I wouldn't do them, his demeanor definitely changed. I wouldn't say he was sulking, but he was definitely less animated and not his usual fun self. He pretty much spent the rest of our trip just sitting around the pool doing nothing. I tried to get him to do things with me, like get a massage, but he told me to go do that myself. What do you think about it? Write your comments.